So I should like change the title then. You said Wemby is out is misleading, maybe? Maybe I should say Wemby is injured. All right, we changed it. Wemby is injured, but I'm here for you. How's that? Anyways. All right, guys. All right. All right, guys. David Jones Garcia is not going to see the light of day. Like, he wasn't, even this last game, he wasn't, I don't even think he was on the sidelines, right? Didn't he go to the G League? The amount of injuries around the league is crazy. This was one we really didn't want. Yeah. This is a tough one. I'm just gonna let people come in. We'll just give it a chance. Usually people know to jump to the channel right after like a game. So this is a little special sitch we got going on. Panic button. No. Poor Wemby, bro. Yeah. This is also something we've been talking about though. Our season is over. No. It's not over. It's not over. Doesn't mean it's over. Spurs have a very good team. But you are going to have to rely on your defense. I mean, your offense a little bit more. You got to make up for the lack of defense. It's not that we have bad defense, but you're going to have to make up for the defense a little bit. Genuinely not stressed at all. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, I was hoping that it wasn't anything crazy. Not to say a calf strain is crazy, but isn't that the second calf strain we've had? Didn't Sohan have that? No wonder. And Sohan was supposed to. There was word that Sohan could have been back at the beginning of the season, but then he ended up injuring his wrist, right? So like, hopefully Harper is back soon. Well, he's out of his boot. If he can't play 65 games, don't be surprised if that award heads to OKC. Talking about Defensive Player of the Year. 65 games seems like a lot now, doesn't it? Man, 65 games seems like a lot. Because he's going to miss like... Yeah. He's going to miss a lot. Not a whole lot, but enough where you have to basically play the rest of your games. Maybe not. He already got 12 under his belt. Or, does he have 12 under his belt? Or, what's our record right now? He got 12, I think. Right? He's missing at least 4 weeks. He might still be able to get the DP. Oh wow. He's gonna miss at least 10 to 12, which means he only has 5 games left to miss the rest of the season. Oh, that's true. I hate Coach Mitch Johnson. Let's give it a minute. Whoa, that's a crazy panic. We need to trade for Murphy ASAP. Sohan bye. You really think that you can just trade Sohan straight up for Trey Murphy? Are you also willing to get rid of the Hawks incoming pick, probably one more other pick, and maybe Devin Vassell and Sohan and probably somebody else? And that's if they even want to trade for him. Wemby is not in a walking boot. Wait, did Dylan Harper? Yeah, Dylan Harper struggled with a calf strain too, right? Clay, you know it could work. I would love Trey Murphy, and I think Trey Murphy is also a position that we need. Like, we need another elite backcourt player, but I don't think that the Spurs are getting Trey Murphy. I feel like he would take a lot. As much as I love conspiracy, my friend, and saying that Wemby isn't actually injured, as much as I love that conspiracy, the Spurs are going to have Wemby sit out several weeks, you know, just to be precautious, like extra precautious. Like, they did an MRI, and he has a left calf strain. I mean, it just is what it is. That's like, I don't know. It says soreness first, and then this happened. Could be precaution. Highly doubt. I don't know about that, man. It is crazy that they wouldn't have, like, he sat during a game. I mean, unless they... No, I mean, they would have got the MRI today, right? I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is it's not as bad as it could have been. I know that for a fact. Because this could have easily went down in which Vic, because I mean we saw the soreness as even kind of random, but Vic maybe wearing a boot or just seeming like a serious problem or whatever, it might not be that bad of a strain. What's wrong with Wemby? Okay, so a lot of people don't know what's going on then. Oops. I thought we all caught it. Thought we all caught it. Hold on, give me a second. Let's still got people coming in. Still got people coming in. You know, people got to be late to the party. You guys know how that goes. You know how that goes. They're just like me for real. Let's launch this. Oh boy. I hate to be the one to break the news. I thought we all knew. Oh, that's congratulations. You got your girlfriend watching Attack on Titan? That's awesome. Attack on Titan is great. Because he didn't use it. Yep, that's exactly right. All right, hold on. All right. He's right. He's right. We do have to talk about the sponsor really briefly, though. Oh, crap. All right. Guys, this is very unfortunate. Not great news. I'm not happy. I'm very sad, obviously. But with this news, I think there's a silver lining. And also, I think that there's something I have to complain about. But, I mean, I've been complaining about it for weeks now. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see where this live stream or video or whatnot takes us. All right, chat. Before we do, really quick, and this is really brief because I'm very sad. Shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested at all in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Or you can go to the social media segment or section on the app and, oh no, you can get all your updates, like how Wemby is out with a left calf strain, and oh man, God, it's like a breakup. Everything reminds me of her. Anyways, if you guys go check out Sleeper, link in the description box, go check it out. If you want to do daily fantasy sports, you can use the code down here, clan, and you get 100% match up to $100. All right. Good God. I did not want to see that. Well, guys, if you don't know, which you're just under a rock, our boy Wemby is out with a left calf strain. Shams announced it, so it is legit. It is happening. And at first, we knew that he had left calf tightness. He was questionable last game, and that's good news. The fact that he could have possibly maybe played and they didn't immediately just say out is probably pretty good news. And maybe it is a matter of Wemby like playing it off like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, no, we have to get this MRI. Maybe that was the case. But what we do know is they thought about it. Okay. But, you know, this could be one of those situations where they just don't want to further injure him. And, you know, I think that leads to what, ACL tears. So they just want to be cautious here. Unfortunately, it being the San Antonio Spurs, he might be out 2 years. But what we do know is he's going to be out a few weeks. And some good news that we just got, and now we got this bad news, was that Dylan Harper was out of his boot, right? So we knew that Dylan Harper was coming back quite soon, maybe in the next week, maybe. So seeing him out the boot was really nice to see, and he's recovering quite well. And then as soon as we get that, we get the news that Victor Wembanyama is hurt. Now, I said this time and time again, so I'm gonna complain just a little bit. Just allow me to complain a little bit, and then I'll tell you like the silver lining, okay? Because I know we want some type of good news here. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it do that, but I do have to talk about this because this really bothers me. Should we go to ESPN? ESPN worth it? Or is it NBA? I don't remember which it is. All right. So, yeah, it is ESPN. Why do I keep doing that? So, the one thing that I've complained about throughout all of these W's, the L's, everything, one thing that I kept bringing up with you guys is that I felt as if the San Antonio Spurs did not fully utilize their roster. And I had the same complaint last season. And like I said, a lot of times with young coaches, it seems like they really hone in on a specific group of guys and they don't like adjust to it. They don't utilize all of their strengths. Now, the problem that I have with the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm not saying that this directly led to the Victor Wembanyama injury, but one issue that I've had is the fact that we play a very fast pace, which is fine. You can play a fast pace, but you can't play a fast pace and play no one. Like, if you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, when they were super, I don't even know if they still are this way, but when they were doing a super fast pace, they used everyone on their roster. They were constantly switching people in and out. That's why they were whooping on us the way that they were, because we were tired, we were worn out, we were running like 6-7 guys, and the Grizzlies just kept bringing everyone out there to continue this pace, and that's what hurt us, right? And it seems like, you know, just throughout this season and last season, we don't utilize everybody, you know, and we're at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. Like, let's spread this thing out. Like I've been mentioning, like, you spread it out a little bit. But this is one of the reasons why stuff like this made me mad, right? Sohan getting 6 minutes. You play Lindy Waters for a second and then you take him out. He gets 4 minutes. You know, you're not utilizing Olynyk. You're not utilizing Carter Bryant. Like we lost. We could have lost and not put strain on people's bodies as much. Not saying that Vic has been like ran into the ground like some people are trying to make that narrative out to be. I think 36 minutes it's not terrible, right? Like, it's not terrible, but I really wish that we could, you know, figure something out with this. We've had so many injuries thus far. You would think that we would be a little bit more cautious, but I'm not. Oh, I'm never going to be okay with this, especially with the pace that we run. So at the end of the day, not saying that's directly the cause. It's just an observation that we don't utilize our roster. Now, here comes the silver lining, and this is what kind of sucks about all of this, because throughout the season, I've complained about that, right? And I continue to complain about it. But against the Kings, look what the Spurs did. Because they're missing Wemby, they definitely made sure they spread it. Oh, wait, that's not us. They definitely made sure they spread it out a little bit more, right? More guys play. Instead of it being somewhat of a 7-man rotation, they extended it out, right? So you had like a 9 to 10-man rotation this past game, and they somehow, some way managed to give Carter Bryant 7 minutes. Somehow, some way we found 22 minutes for Jeremy Sohan. Somehow, some way we found 18 minutes for Kelly Olynyk, and yet and still 3 players in our starting lineup still had 30 plus minutes. Now I know that Steph Castle got hurt, but they were utilizing the entire roster basically the entire time. So that's what you have to do, and I think that that's what make this team like special, is because of our depth. We heard De'Aaron Fox talk about how, well, Sohan got 6 minutes the other night because we have immense depth. That's not true. We have immense depth, but he didn't just play 6 minutes because we utilize our depth. We didn't use anything. We didn't utilize anything. So I don't really know where he was coming from with that. I'm kind of yapping now. But that's the silver lining, that now the San Antonio Spurs are going to kind of be forced to make sure they utilize everyone on this roster, because no longer are you going to be able to just solely rely on Wembanyama defensively, to create easy offense for you and have that crazy pace and everything. Now you're going to have to actually play together, which we do have enough depth where you can do that, right? So the idea that the Spurs are going to start losing games, I don't believe that. As long as you have Fox, knock on wood, and as long as we get Dylan Harper back pretty soon, the Spurs should still win most of these games, right? Like, we do have a good team. This isn't a case of last year where Wemby or bust. Like, you could still win games. Wemby is incredible, obviously. He's a monster, but, you just have to play smarter basketball. So I'm hoping that in light of this terrible news, the Spurs will play more team basketball, that they will maybe slow the pace down just a little bit. I don't know, just a little bit. But if you don't slow down the pace, that's fine. Just make sure you use your guys. Just use them. I understand not using Harrison Ingram right now. I understand all that. Like, there's certain players, I get it. But, like, there's no reason Carter Bryant shouldn't be getting some minutes in there. There's no reason he shouldn't be giving somebody a breather. There's no reason Kelly Olynyk, a veteran like he is, shouldn't see the court. There's no reason. You still have enough depth where you can make something happen. And a big difference between this year and last is we do have Luke Cornett. So we're not just completely naked when it comes to our center position, right? He's going to do his thing. And with the lack of Wemby offense, he gets so many second chance opportunities that we're gonna get some good looks regardless. I mean, this last game in particular, he had 4 offensive rebounds by himself. So, and then you have the hustle of Keldon Johnson, obviously, who gives you a few too. So the Spurs are gonna be okay. We're gonna win some games. We're gonna be okay. -7 in 7 minutes is a little tough for Carter. Carter Bryant's offense is pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible, but he should be getting somewhat minutes. He should be getting a few minutes. Most players on our bench should see at least 5 minutes a game. At the very least, give some guys a breather, man. Give some guys a breather. But hopefully this wakes the Spurs up and realize, hey, Sohan needs more minutes, right? He should get more minutes. And also, you should be utilizing more guys. So the days of just relying on Wembanyama is done for now. And let's just take a look at what's to come. So I saw a lot of fans really nervous about this upcoming stretch. So he's out for a few weeks. We don't really know what that means. I'm gonna assume 3 weeks. That's what I'm going with. So if it's 3 weeks, I'll just say he'll be back near Christmas, which is like 4 weeks. Just knowing the Spurs, they'll probably extend this out. Maybe he'll come against Thunder. Might be a pretty tough game to come back, but so he's gonna be gone quite a few. Now let's just look at the ones that you can win. You can win against Memphis. So you're 1-0. 2-0. Phoenix, that's gonna be a tough one, but I believe in us. 3-0, maybe 4-0, 4-1, maybe 4-2 to be honest. 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3. So you might legitimately could go, or at least in my opinion, I think the Spurs could go about 10-3 before Wemby gets back. Harper better be back. Harper should be back in the next week. Harper should be back in the next week, I would assume. So we might see Harper back around Denver time, I would assume. We knew that he was going to have a quick recovery. By the way, shout out to his dad. I don't know if you guys saw. Hold on, I'll show you. How should I? Did I put Mr. Harper? I might have responded by saying Mr. Harper. Oops. Let's see. He responded to me. Oh, here we go. So yeah, when I post it back here. Yeah, so when I posted back in November 3rd, I posted only 1 to 3 weeks recovery because that's what we were hearing. Let's see, that's November 3rd. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So in the next week, I would assume he'll be back. And then his dad, Ron Harper, posted underneath my tweet, and he says, "We will come back stronger and better. Speedy recovery." So everyone believes he'll be back pretty soon. I hope Coach Mitch gets fired. Well, give him a. I want to say give him time, but guys, you in actuality, this is how I feel. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you can't do this. You can't. And that's the only gripe, or not the only one. I got quite a few, but that's one of the main gripes I have with coaches, young coaches, is that they hone in on their guys, and they're kind of stubborn about it too. Like as well as Castle has played, because Castle's hurt, right? He has that bruised hip. As well as he's played, you shouldn't solely rely on Castle the way that we're solely relying on Castle. Right? Like it didn't make any sense. He's not the best point guard. He's not better than Fox. I mean, I'll go as far as to say he's not even better than Harper. I know people probably disagree with that, but I don't necessarily think he is. I think he's a really good player, and I really like Castle, and he's done a great job. But I mean, the fact that the Spurs, the play style was like play through Castle at times, it was just like, who can save us for today? You know, who's going to save us for today? Is Dylan Harper going to save us today? Is Castle going to save us today? Is Wemby going to save us today? Like, I don't like that. Another thing with the Wembanyama thing, just kind of honing in on that, is also the Spurs didn't give him the ball. Like, they didn't get creative enough in how they gave him the ball. It was a lot of just give it to Wemby and let him go to work, rather than drawing up a play so Wemby can get the ball in a comfortable position, right? I even think about the Warriors game, the last one, which I liked this game way more than the first Warriors game. Don't get me wrong. It hurt, but I liked it way more. But even in this one, the way that they ended off this game and they finished off this game, it was literally give it to, can I just show that footage? I think I can. I think I can. But that play was literally just give it to... Yeah, I'll just show me, and you can see the clip in the corner. Oh, wait, you can barely see that clip. It's like cut off. Chat. There we go. But, like, this play right here was ridiculous. That play right here was ridiculous. Because one thing that really pissed me off about it, and this is just shows the lack of plays that the Spurs are calling, is Wemby isn't involved in this play at all. You got 6 minutes left on the clock. This has been a non-stop defensive game. I don't understand how you can't come up with some type of play that allows Wemby to be involved. And I don't mean Wemby involved as in he has to take the last shot, but some type of a smoke screen, something. Just something. Something where you're messing up the defense, where they don't want to give Wemby an easy basket. Something. But you got just Wemby one-on-one against Draymond, and then we decide to just give it to Fox, allow him to dribble up after he had put up a stinker. Let's be honest. He was horrible in that fourth quarter, and we just expected him to win the game for us. Just shoot right in his face and just win the game. It was like, no, man. You know, and if that was going to be the case and we were just going to give it to somebody, it should have been, no, we're giving it to Wemby no matter what, and we're going to figure out a way, unless, you know, obviously someone ended up getting open and, you know, you pass it, but like a wide open cut or something like that. But you got to find a way to get Wemby the ball. Or at least let him be involved. I didn't like the feeling that could have been anybody. Like, that could have been Olynyk. That could have been Cornette. That could have been Carter Bryant. That could have been anybody for what you were using Wemby for there. You weren't using him for anything. You weren't using Wemby for anything there. You know? I don't know. Anyways, I'm probably going on a little tangent now. I assume they sat Wemby to get Fox right. For the injury? I think Wemby legit is just injured, y'all. I think he legit is injured. But with that being said, like I told you, no need to panic. We'll be okay. I know people, because I saw people posting like, "Oh, the season's over." No, it's not. We could very well go 10-3 with this team, as long as we don't have too many more injuries. Oh my God! But as long as Fox is there, please. Fournette is there, please. Those are kind of big ones. We should be fine. We should be fine. And like I said, silver lining, this could force the San Antonio Spurs to play more like a team, which in the long run will help us when Wemby's back. Wemby doesn't come back and all of a sudden that stops. Yeah. Anyways, almost 4 lives in 4 days. Clan is on a streak. Is it really? Well, I wasn't expecting to go live today, but I mean, this news. This season is over. Fox and Mitch Johnson is not it. The season is not over. There's a lot of basketball to be played. I don't see the Spurs just going like on a mean losing streak here. Like I said, you could very well go 10-3 before Wemby's back. Hopefully Harper is still chugging along. If he's still chugging along, we're good. If he's back and we're chugging along, we're good. Okay? There's a lot. Look at this season, y'all. There's a lot of basketball games, okay? We're still, look. And then that's where Wemby's back. We're fine. A lot of basketball left. And luckily for us, this stretch is not that bad. Like, look how many teams, like, okay to bad teams you got. You got Memphis. Atlanta's doing pretty decent. Phoenix Suns doing pretty decent. You got Portland, Memphis again, Orlando. You see Pelicans, Washington twice. So, blood clot felt more devastating. Well, that's because that was season ending. This isn't season ending. It's just a strain. It happens. But you have to utilize your roster. You can't overextend people because literally we had Wemby doing everything. I mean, even look at this. I mean, obviously, I guess he would be on these lists, but it's like, man, just save us, Wemby. Wemby, just save us. I didn't like that feeling that we have to be saved all the time. Blood clots are also life-threatening. Exactly. We'll be okay. I just don't want you guys getting down. I'm here for you. We're gonna chug through. We're gonna watch these games. We're gonna still do the same thing we always do. We're gonna talk about, you know, what's going well, what's going wrong. And we're going to celebrate these wins, man. We got the Memphis Grizzlies coming up. It should be a W. We'll see what happens. But we'll be okay. All right? Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Just want you to be okay. Cornette is more capable starting center. We'll be all right. Exactly. Cornette is he's a fine starting center. A lot of teams, that's one thing that people are missing out too. Okay? Let me say this. Let me say this because this is something that I think people are missing too. While missing Wembanyama absolutely sucks, and I'm not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination, having Luke Cornette does help quite a bit. In a lot of teams, he is just a starting center. We're very lucky to have Wemby and how great he is. But even without Wemby, you still have a lot of talent here. You still have a winning team that I think down this stretch, when Wemby's out, you'll still win most of these games. You know, we're not the team of last year where it's Wemby or bust, or it's Castle or bust. You know, that's not really what's going on here. You got a lot of depth. You got players that have improved. You can look at Keldon Johnson improving in his role, right, as far as what the Spurs need from him. You got Jeremy Sohan improving in his outside shooting. Everything else he does, I already loved. So there's that. You just got a lot of talent here, and I think that you're going to be okay. And I think you can win a lot of games from the effort and from the talent from De'Aaron Fox. And hopefully with his boot being off now, that we'll see Dylan Harper back as well. But these upcoming games, it's not that bad. There's a few tough ones. Like you got the Minnesota one, the Denver one, even the Phoenix one going to be tough. But I could very well see the Spurs only losing 3 games before you get Wemby back. I think that's very doable. And even in this last game against the Sacramento Kings, it's basically a blowout. It was basically a blowout. And I would argue as well, the Spurs played their better brand, maybe best brand of basketball in this past game because Mitch Johnson was forced to use a multitude of people on his roster, and they had to pass the ball a little bit more. So Fox is more than capable of leading the team to some wins. We'll be fine. We'll be totally fine. So don't jump off the bridge just yet, guys. We'll be okay. Playing 2K assistant Wemby to get 60 a game right now to cope. That's so sad. I just hope Mitch doesn't go back to his old ways when Wemby gets back. The Spurs are going to have quite a bit of chemistry, I would assume. Hopefully everyone is just healthy until Wemby gets back. Just stay healthy, play the right way, stretch, utilize your depth, man. I wonder if I just click on a random game if we'll see them not utilizing depth. Let's do the Lakers. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's not us. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Not really utilizing anything. Kelly Olynyk plays 9 minutes. I think you didn't have Cornet in this game, though. Yeah, no, I mean, this is basically I guess you had Lindy at Waters out there, but this is basically like an 8-man roster. Wasn't Wemby in foul trouble in this game? Or was that another game? Oh, he got fouled out. They would have played Wemby even more if he didn't get fouled out. Let's see. Let's do Suns. We got whooped by the Suns, so it might looks like we utilize depth. Yeah, this looks like we utilize depth. It's only because we got whooped. That was a blowout. So in time to shine. Clan just picking losses. I can pick wins. I was just taking a look at them. Let's do Miami. There you go. Another prime example. Look at this. You put 40 against the Miami Heat. You put 40 minutes on Wemby, 37 minutes on Devin Vassell, and 35 minutes on Castle. Like, treating it like this is a playoff series, man. And then off the bench, you basically just played Dylan Harper and Keldon. So you literally went with a 7-man roster. Carter Bryant didn't touch the court. I guess Olynyk was hurt, but Carter Bryant didn't touch the court. It just isn't stretched out at all. But we also had some injuries, so there's that. Here, I'll choose another win. Let's do the overtime one against the Pelicans, week 2. Everybody was healthy for that. Another example. Look at this. Like, this is ridiculous. So this is about a, what, 8-man? Issue with this, though, and this is the reason why I have an issue with, like, what we've been doing. It's because we play at a super pace. That's like our whole thing this season is super fast pace. And when you do that, you have to play multiple players. You can't do this. You know, this is the second game of the season. You win by 4. Okay, sure. You go into overtime. That's great and dandy. But you're only playing. You're treating it like a playoff. Like you can get the same result just being a little bit more creative. Like Dylan Harper putting 26 minutes on him, which he just started playing. Luke Cornett gets 35 right off the bat. And if you remember, not too long, like after these games, Luke Cornett gets injured. Keldon Johnson, 19 minutes. And then your whole starters is like, plus 30, plus 35. Devin Vassell had 40 minutes on him. This is fine when you're near the end of the season and you're finally honing in on everything. But I feel like this is just an example of what the Spurs were doing in the middle of games last season, where it's like you start off so strong and then you get to the fourth and then people are worn out. And I feel like you're doing that right now with this season. You're starting off so... Man, it's crazy to see this many W's, y'all. I'm not used to it over the last few years. But it's crazy to, like, put so much strain on everybody. Let's see. This was a blowout against Mavericks, so we probably got to see quite a few players in this one. I don't remember. I remember Wemby went off, though. Let's see. No, even in this game, you didn't really do it. Not really. Yeah, once again, you went with about a 7-8 man roster. Like, you got too much talent on this team to be doing that. I'm sorry, guys. You just can't do that. Your pace is too fast. Too much wear on the body. We're too early into the season. You gotta utilize everybody. And unfortunately, it took Wemby getting hurt for us to finally do that against the Kings. So, I don't know. Oh, Rockets was the most impressive? Okay. I don't recall. Maybe we did. Maybe Mitch did use more people. Barnes went off. Let's see. No, he didn't at all. He didn't use anybody. You gave Sohan off the bench. Sohan Holding got 15 and 27 minutes. And then everyone else on the roster got basically 35 plus minutes on their bodies. So, what do you do with that, That's the Mitch Johnson special 7 to 8 man rotation. Yeah, and you can't do it. And for some teams, that's not that big a deal, right? Like for some teams, that's not that big a deal. I mean, they even spread it out a little bit better than us. But some teams, that's not a big deal. Because for some teams, the way that they play might be more than just a half court set. And that's their bread and butter. But when the Spurs are just trying to push the pace, you can do that. You can manage to do that. I mean, look at the Grizzlies. With Taylor Jenkins, I mean, they were crazy fast. And I understand us doing that too with having Dylan Harper and Fox. It's totally fine. But you gotta use everybody. You can't leave like multitude of players out. Maybe like 2 or 3, but you gotta use everybody. That's why Spurs did do 5-0 because Pop don't rush in the beginning of the season. It could have been that, Peter, as well as you got to be careful. There's so many games this season. You got to be careful. But I think also it was the fact that we had a target on our back, and during the Pop era, we won so many games. And a lot of times the league wanted those good games at the beginning of the season so people would tune in. So they'll end up matching us up against like the freaking Lakers, and it's an away game for us, and maybe you lose in those first 5 days or first 5 games. Because we were kind of like a litmus test for other teams. They didn't like advertise the Spurs like the San Antonio Spurs are about to. They didn't do it like that. It was more like, do the Lakers have what it takes to beat the Spurs? It wasn't like the Spurs are about to be awesome. It was just about all these other teams. The Miami Heat against the boring Spurs. No, it ain't because of that. It's because Mitch don't know what he doing really. What you talking about? Oh, we also had an easy first 5 games this season. That is completely true. We knew Dallas Mavericks should have been a win. Pelicans was the one that we weren't 100% sure, because Pelicans on paper looked pretty good. Yeah, you're right though. Well, hold on. Miami was going to be a tough one. Miami was actually the only one that wasn't that bad, but Pelicans did go into overtime. Yeah, I didn't mean to utilize this live stream as I told you so or anything like that, guys. I really didn't. I'm not happy about this. It's just something that we continue to bring up. Like you guys remember us saying this all the time, right? Like throughout the season when I've been complaining, my main thing has been not utilizing players. I mean, I remember against Chicago Bulls, like so many people were upset, but I think that was like one of my main gripes in this game. Actually, he was a little bit better in this game, but it was still, it still kind of shows. But like Jeremy getting 10 minutes, like doing this Luke Cornett and Wemby lineup as much as they did was really dumb. But we'll be okay. I see it as the Spurs went from an elite defense, well, rim protecting defense, to one of the better defenses in the league, so like it's a big drop from being elite generational talent in Wemby to just kind of being pretty good. But pretty good is good enough as long as you're utilizing your depth and you're making something happen. This could have been way worse. Just be happy we didn't get a news like this. Out at least 6 weeks. Yeah, at least we didn't get Wemby will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. Those suck. Those suck. Yeah, it could have been way worse. When you get the be reevaluated, yeah, just call it a wash. BO done for the season? I thought he was, wasn't he? Yeah, I think Bradley. I think he's out. He's out, right? Yeah, he's out for the season. Fracturing his hip. Yeah, the reevaluation is not what you want to hear. Yeah, it could have been way worse. So, let's be happy with what we got. No Castle Tuesday as well. Is that what they said? That's okay. But this is the problem when you're early in the season, man. You gotta be careful with how you use these guys. I know that they're young and they're like, because that's the easy thing to do when you have a younger team. You push the pace, and that's fine. But you have to utilize everybody. Like, let me see if I can give you an example. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Can I change the... Yeah. Was it last year or was it the year prior? I don't know. The Grizzlies have been so weird. Might have been the year before last? No. I don't think it was. Was it last? When did the Grizzlies have the fastest pace offense? I think it was last year. Yeah, I think it was last year. Okay, like you just take like a random game. 142 to 131. That's a lot of points. He wasn't back yet. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Memphis Grizzlies had a very fast pace. And take a look at their spread. Look at this. 12 minutes, 24 minutes, 19 minutes, 24 minutes, 18 minutes off the bench. And only a few players got around 30 minutes. Whereas you look at the Spurs, it's like 40 minutes, 35 minutes, 36 minutes, 6 minutes off the bench. What are you doing? You know? Like that's what you do when you're a faster paced team. If you want to be a fast paced team, you got to play everybody. Let's see. Do another random game. 131. They scored 131 points in this game. Let's look at them. Look, did it again. Look at this. Look at their starting lineup. Only one person in their starting lineup got over 30 minutes. Everyone else on the bench, 25 minutes, 23 minutes, 22 minutes, 20, 24 minutes. They all got hurt last year? No, they dealt with a lot of injuries. That's true. That's true. But I'm saying if you're going to do well, at that point, then you just say don't do a fast pace at all. All I'm saying is if you're going to do a fast pace, that's how you do it. You got to play everybody. That's the only way you can keep being like madly successful with it. Did it again. I don't know what happened with Jaren Jack. Why he only played 17 minutes? Was it fouls? I don't know what happened there. But once again, you look at the bench, 24, 20, 24, 22, 25. The 7. You know, 5. They blew him out, though. Yeah, blew out by the third. Yeah, you're right. Here, we'll do a close one. Let's see what's a close one. They really were blowing out teams. Here's a close one against Minnesota. They beat us. They killed us. Let's see what this one looked like. Once again. See, in this one where it's a little tougher, and it's like, okay, we had to play Desmond Baines 37 minutes, right? And another guy 32, and you had Ja 30, you know. But like even on the bench, 14, 20, 11, 15, 15, 16. That's how you do it. You wear out teams like that. That's how you do it. But the Grizzlies, the reason why the Grizzlies whooped on us last year was because we didn't utilize our roster. You remember us complaining about that? That was like the first thing I said when we went live. Because we did it twice. I remember complaining about it the first time, then we played them again and did the same exact thing. Like, look how we utilized our bench versus them. Which, I mean, they were a better team, but let's see. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. On their bench. I'll say bench first. Their bench. 19 minutes, 30 minutes, 11 minutes, 27 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Everyone had double-digit minutes. Their entire roster. There was 2 players they didn't play. Their entire roster had at least 10 minutes. And then you look at the Spurs. 13, 11, 22, 26. And look how many people didn't play. You didn't put in Blake Wesley. You didn't put in Malachi Branham. You didn't put in Mamu. You didn't put in Zach Collins. Like, you used nobody. You used absolutely nobody, and you put it all on your starters. How do you expect to win that game? And then they did it again. Then they got beat even worse the second time. Oh, actually, they may have been a little better this time. Yeah, we were... No, we weren't. No, we weren't. We just got blown out. That's why. Never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, what I'm talking about. We got blown out. We got blown out in the third. That's why. Never mind. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, oh, wait, maybe we... No, we didn't. We got blown out. Yeah, it was just as bad as the first time. I mean, Grizzlies utilized their bench so well, they were able to just say, screw, once they had the lead, the big lead, I mean, some of their bench players went ahead and got 30 minutes that game. Like, but they spread it out. You got to spread it out. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. You're just wrong? Oh, whoa. Oh, you aren't talking about me. I think you're talking about somebody else. Oh, wait. No. I think you are. Wait, who are you talking to? I don't know. I thought two people were the same person, but they're not. So I guess you are talking to me. Yeah, whatever. They don't got Taylor Jenkins now. Yeah, they don't have him now. But all I'm saying is the Spurs have a lot of talent off the bench, and you got to utilize it. You got to figure things out. And you can't just use Wemby as a crutch. You can't use a double center lineup as a crutch. You can't just keep using crutches. You got to use everybody. That's not saying I think Carter Bryant should get 20 minutes a game or nothing like that, but you got to find a way to use them. There's no reason Sochan shouldn't be averaging 25 minutes per game this stretch. Don't let anybody convince you that Jeremy Sochan isn't a starting power forward. Like, good God. Yeah, don't let anybody convince you. He should be getting over. He should have been getting over 20. Having any game in which he has 6 minutes is inexcusable, period. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people that already don't like Sochan justify those moments and just they'll complain about Mitch when it suits them, and then they'll praise Mitch when that suits them, right? Like, they'll assume that they already have like a preconceived notion about Sochan, so they'll assume that him keeping him out and only playing 6 minutes is for good reason. No, it's not. No, it's not. Everybody's human. He can make mistakes. Does Mitch Johnson know more about basketball than all of us, me and the chat combined? Yes, obviously. He's in the NBA. But that doesn't mean that you can't critique coaches. It is the same thing with Pop, right? Like, you go back to 2013, you'll be foolish not to criticize Pop for taking Duncan out of that game the way he did. He overcoached. You can critique him. Pop ain't perfect. He's made mistakes. So, yeah. It is a lot that a head coach is managing. But some of this stuff is pretty, I don't know, pretty apparent what some of the issues were. But we're looking at it at a macro level. They're looking at so many things from a micro level. So, it's very easy to miss things, I guess. Have you seen the awful coaching video on Spurs versus Warriors Cup? No. What do you say? The awful coaching channel is awesome. It's pretty funny. I didn't see that one. What did he say? Did he talk about us? Did he talk about Mitch, Don't Texas drama. Do not. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but don't buy into the shooting stuff. Where you say, I don't know what's keeping Mitch from playing Jeremy. His shot looks great this year. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Even if Jeremy Sochan's shot didn't look great this early on, there's no excuse. You have to utilize your players. There's always a place for somebody like Sochan. As good as he is defensively, as good as he is off ball, as far as the off ball screens, off ball cuts, the communication that he brings, the hustle, there's no reason to not utilize him. He's quick on his feet. And he's huge. He's like 6'8". Like this is a big player. His size, along with his speed, is what makes him really, really good. And even if he couldn't shoot, you still have a use for him. You know how I know that? Oop, let me go here. Because this season thus far has shown us and shown me that you can even utilize, and they have kind of similar roles, you can even utilize Keldon. And go ahead and lie to me and tell me that Keldon's a good shooter. He's awful. Keldon has not made a three for almost 2.5 weeks. He has not made a three in 2.5 weeks of basketball. And even then, he went 1 for 4. Keldon has been 5.9% from behind the arc. And I don't think any of us, including myself, has said throughout this stretch that there's no use for Keldon Johnson. So do not buy into, the shooting is the reason he's not playing. I think young coaches just kind of have their favorites, and they have guys that they're comfortable with. And Sohan is one where he's gonna need some reps this season after that injury. But his leash has been so short, like to the point where like other players can make massive mistakes. But if Sohan makes a mistake, he is pulled. There's no reason for it. No, it could be a reason. There's no good reason for it. Like, you look at Steph Castle. I didn't hear anybody, not a peep, about Steph Castle 17% from 3 in November. Why? Because there's other strengths that he has that he can bring to the team. Don't buy into that. It's BS. Wait, you said there's no use for Keldon? I didn't say that. I said there is a use for Keldon. This season, I say he has shown me that there's a use for him. Yeah, no, I didn't say that. I'm saying despite his terrible shooting, there's a use for him. So there is no excuse for Sohan not getting minutes. To your point, Castle is 76% at the rim. No, he's not. Wait, is he? Oh, he might be. I wouldn't be able to tell from this, obviously. Yeah, he might be, actually. He is? Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know if the math is math in here. 76 at the rim? It's not SGA. I'll double check. Okay. It's not SGA level because SGA is, the way SGA gets to the rim is a little different than how Castle gets his points. Castle's a really good off-ball cutter as well. Yeah, you're right, Clan. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right, Clan. Oh, about Keldon? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's like people are so quick to justify Sohan not playing because his stats don't show how good he is. So they're very quick to just be like, oh, he's not playing because he can't shoot a 3. Like, seriously? There's plenty of players on this team that can't shoot a 3. Less than 5%. He is shooting 67%. It was really good finishing. I would assume Sohan's been pretty low, maybe. I feel like Sohan hasn't been getting, they haven't been really finding them like they should. But I think this should help. I think this stretch should really help them figure out, how to give him his points. What I'm really hoping, guys, is that Mitch Johnson doesn't start just relying on Harrison Barnes and Fox, because I feel like he would do that. That's not true, Matthew. He's not the same player he was. Sohan is the same player he was coming into the league, the same way that, I don't know, like Julian Champagny or Keldon Johnson is the same player. Like, his tendencies are the same, but he's grown as a player significantly. And then keep in mind, his second and third year was a big chunk of this was point guard experiment. And then the next year after that was playing center because we didn't have a center and injuries that he sustained. So no, he has not been the same player. He has been improving significantly every year as far as shooting wise. I mean, even you can see his free throw percentage right now is like nearly 78%. Like, I wasn't expecting any of this. I was a fan of Sohan in college when he was with Baylor. I was like, man, I really want this guy. You guys remember I was like posting about him. It was like him and Dyson Daniels were the two that I really wanted. No, I wanted Tari Eason too. That was like was he third or fourth on my list? I don't know. Sohan was my favorite. I was like, I really like him because he can do so many different things. But one thing I said, even when we first talked about him, I was like, he can't shoot. And I was like, I don't think he'll be able to shoot. Maybe he can work on it, but I don't think he'll be able to shoot. But he is proving me wrong. I wasn't expecting his first year to second year to improve as much as he did. Obviously, third year, that was a wacky year altogether. And then this year, he's shooting better, but he's improved. His feel for the game is better. I think his vision is better. Like that pass that he made against, was it the Warriors? Yeah, it was the pass he made against the Warriors, the second Warriors game, when he got Devin Vassell at that corner. That was really good. Because he like faked it to the left, passed it to him in the corner, wide open shot, and Devin just missed it. But like stuff like that, he wouldn't have made that pass his second year. Specifically his second year. He wouldn't have made that pass. But other than that, yeah, he's been good. I mean, he's just been good overall. So don't buy into that he hasn't improved. That's not true. He has improved. It's just people are quick to just jump on here and be like, ooh, look at the stats. But even if you want to look at like efficiency wise, like first 2 years to that third year, his field goal percentage went up 10%. So he's been fine. Vassell's barely shooting 40% from the field. Oh, God, really? Now, Devin is one where I'll say I don't think Devin Vassell has improved in the past at least 3 years. Let's see. He's shooting 40%. Yeah, he's shooting the same as his rookie year. 34%. Yeah, that's not good enough. 40% from the field and 34% is not good enough. Even with him being, third, fourth option, that's not good enough. Like, he got to shoot at a higher clip than that. And he's only attempting like a couple less shots than last season too. So, oof. I think this 2-3 weeks is make or break for Vassell in this long term. Man, I feel like every week we're talking about is this make or break for Vassell. I feel like every week we're talking about what's make or break for Devin. Not saying you're wrong for saying it. Just I feel like every year we're doing that. Still takes a bunch of bad shots and threes. Facts. Pray for Cornette and Kelly's health. Vassell's true shooting percentage is almost a career low, just above his rookie numbers. Good God. Yeah, I'm not excusing anything when it comes to Vassell. My boy Switch Hill, he's a little bit more optimistic towards Devin. But I will say this last game, Devin was pretty doggone good. I don't know what his percentages were, but he was getting to the rim. He looked pretty doggone good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the two guys we absolutely need, guys that we cannot afford to lose, and this would make me panic, is Cornette and Fox. That will make me panic. That means losses are coming. That would mean losses are coming. He was supposed to be our 3-and-D wing. Absolutely disappointed. Who we talking about? You talking about Devin? It is what it is, man. I wasn't even nervous when Wemby was out. I didn't think it would be anything. Especially when he was questionable, he almost played. Like, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. Man, Fox and Wemby need time to get together too. The most important thing is Fox needs to find his rhythm with the rest of the team as well. You know, like, yeah, they're gonna need theirs, and Wemby there's a lot of basketball to be left played. You know, unfortunately we're in the West, so you can't afford to lose too many. But hopefully, if I'm correct, you go 10-3, and then it's gonna be a hard fought 10-3. But you go 10-3, and you know you stay in the fight before Wemby gets back, and then they have plenty of time to develop that chemistry. But I think the most important thing is Fox getting a vibe of everyone else on the team too, and that'll be nice. And if Sohan continues to be like a reliable like corner 3-point shooter, then Fox is gonna go to him a lot. But Fox he's gonna have to step it up. But I expect some crazy Fox games, right? That's what they're paying him for. So don't forget that Fox is him. I think a lot of people forget that Fox is him. We're not the team of last year. We're not relying on Chris Paul right now. You know, like Fox is kind of him. Clan, watch that Wemby segment on Draymond's pod. Oh God. Do we have to? Can we just watch it? We literally got to go live tomorrow. Can we just watch it tomorrow? Texas Drama told me to do it. Texas, can you remind me to do it tomorrow? Will you be in here tomorrow? If we win and it's a big game, it might be too many people. I might miss you. Hold on. I'm going to write it down. And hopefully I check the notes down here. You said Draymond? I'll just write down Draymond. I'll remember. All right, I got a sticky note here. Just remind me. It's great, respectful. I mean, obviously, he's not going to disrespect Wemby. I don't see how people can see that back and forth between Wemby and Draymond and not love the fact that Sohan's on this team. The one person to step up and try to continue the instigating was Sohan. He came up quick. When we started talking trash, nobody put hands on each other or nothing, but he had to come up. He had like, nah, hold on. He put his hands on Draymond. Stuff is important. He ain't a Zaza. We're not dealing with a Zaza who's just dirty and just want to hurt people and has no talent. We got our own little Draymond, man. We got our own little Draymond Green. This is very selfish on my part, guys, but like I hate when injuries like this happen because I have a plan of what I'm going to upload and when I'm going to upload it. And now those 2 press conferences that we reacted to means nothing because they're probably not going to be uploaded. Like, what's the point? Because I don't know if I say something in those videos alluding to Wemby being back, you know? So now I can't upload them. Breaking news sucks. Not to say that it ain't worth it at all to do those, because in those segments, I literally brought up the issue that we're bringing up today, where it's like, this is why you got to use your roster. You don't play around. You got to use your roster, you know? if you're gonna play at this pace, you got to use your roster. Chris Paul should have stayed in San Antonio. That's on him. I saw somebody post Chris Paul clips from last year with us, and they were like, there's no way that this guy's washed. Look at him. And I'm like, yeah, you didn't watch him last year. I won't say he was washed. He wasn't washed, but like, as far as how he affected the game, it wasn't that crazy. Anyways, I'm hopping off. I appreciate all the love, guys, but yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and hop off. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll go live after the game. It should be a W, and if it's not, something horribly went wrong. But I don't know. Maybe they come to play against us. Who knows? Nah, Clan made a good point why Chris Paul shouldn't be with the Spurs again. Yeah, I was not crazy about Chris Paul and Fox together. Like, that was really ugly. They played at 2 different pace. No injuries. Speaking into existence.